We're getting some visuals there of Rajnath Singh's at the War Memorial. Remember, Rajnath Singh has just been giving the Defence Ministry. The new Defence Minister Rajnath Singh there, he's visiting the National War Memorial before taking charge of his ministry. He's paying homage to Martyrs. And remember that Rajnath Singh is taking over from Nirmala Sitharaman, who has been allotted the Finance Ministry just yesterday. And remember that defence is one of the top 4 ministries. In fact, it manages the country's safety and security, the morale of the troops, and by virtue of the place the Indian soldiers hold in the public narrative, the sentiment of the nation as well. The new Minister for Defence is Rajnath Singh now. As a new Defence Minister, Rajnath Singh will be cognizant of an uncomfortable truth. The job has, in fact, historically been involved in scams, drawing the good office through the mud on many occasions. Remember that the Augusta Western chopper scam was discovered on Defence Minister A.K. Antony's watch. It's a very important ministry. Most recently, former Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman spent a significant amount of time firefighting allegations of corruption in the Rafale fighter jet deal with France. Now you can see there the new naval chief which has been recently appointed. Admiral Karambir Singh has assumed charge as the new naval chief. Of course, the Navy, the Army and the Air Force will be making sure that their plan for the year will be briefed to the new Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi walks the talks on day one of his second term. Modi took major decisions in the first cabinet meeting. Let's take a look at 4 major initiatives that were promised during the recently concluded election and how they are being implemented. Now, in its manifesto, the BJP had promised that the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana will be extended to all the farmers in India. The scheme will now cover all farmers in the country and will benefit 14.5 crore of them. The BJP had in fact promised to introduce immunization for livestock. A special scheme has been launched to eliminate foot and mouth disease in cattle in 5 years. Thirdly, a pension scheme for all small and marginal farmers was also promised. We're going back to the visuals from the War Memorial. Rajnath Singh has just saluted Martyrs. He's there with the new Navy Chief as well, who has just been appointed. He's taking over from Nirmala Sitaraman, who has now been given the Finance Ministry. But before taking the charge of his ministry, Rajnath Singh there visiting the National War Memorial. He's with the Army, Air Force and Navy Chief. They have of course, prepared presentations for the new Defence Minister about the plans for modernization and the plans, of course, for their respective departments. Remember, the Defence Ministry is a very high-stakes ministry, a very important ministry. And now the new leader, Rajnath Singh, will be handling the ministry from Nirmala Sitaraman. Just before taking charge, Rajnath Singh, the new Defence Minister, is meeting the Air Chief, the Air Force Chief, the Army Chief and the Navy Chief. He'll be taking charge as well later in the day of his ministry. Of course, Defence Ministry is a very important ministry. Recently, before the new government took over, before the elections, we saw the Balakot airstrikes. We saw of course, what happened in Pulwama, where over 40 CRPF soldiers were killed. It's definitely a ministry which Nirmala Sitaraman handled very well. Of course, now it has gone to Rajnath Singh. In fact, charges of corruption in defence deals are almost par for course in India. That's a very big issue here, which Rajnath Singh has to make sure that he handles well. For example, the Rafale deal. Now, deals and scams are not always proved, but what they have done is damage India's defence policy, and Rajnath Singh has to make sure that he looks out for that. Norms of transparency are still late, in fact. In the meantime, political blame games are continuing for electoral gains. They slowed down India's march towards modern military, and as, of course, the new government takes over, those scams are sure to come back, and Rajnath Singh will be tackling those scams as they come back, and the opposition mars the image of the new government. This is the War Memorial, where Rajnath Singh is paying homage to the Martyrs, and it was inaugurated after the Balakot strikes. The day after that, of the Balakot strikes, where India, of course, retaliated after Pakistan, that's when this memorial was inaugurated. We're getting you live visuals there from the National War Memorial. Rajnath Singh will in fact be officially taking charge of the Defence Ministry later today, and the National War Memorial was inaugurated on February 25th. That was on the eve of the Balakot airstrikes, and that's where Rajnath Singh, the new Defence Minister, is at right now. He's being taken around and being apprised of the situation by the Navy Chief and the Army Chief and, of course, the Air Force Chief as well. Rajnath Singh has been, of course, given a high-stakes, high-profile ministry. Defence is one of the top 4 ministries in India, and it was handled previously by Nirmala Sitharaman, who was the second Defence Minister of India after Indira Gandhi. And now, of course, it has come to Rajnath Singh. Now, challenges for Rajnath Singh, one is, of course, defence modernization. Two, of course, is making sure that the defence services practice Make in India. Two in challenges of Pakistan and China as well.